What's going on, guys? I'm back here with the Winter Classic Grand Finals. We're on Game 5 now with the score all tied up at 2-2. This time, Ragnar was the one to pick the matchup. He chose Bactria versus Armenia, a nice Eastern matchup, but a pretty interesting one, I would say. I took Armenia, just get Cataphrax, and that's a pretty nice tool to have for sure. But Bactria certainly has its advantages as well, so yeah, pretty even matchup, I would say. Let's get into it and see what happens. Loading soon, hopefully. A bit slow loading there, but alright. So, I guess we'll go through my army first. Armenia here, I have 4 regular horse archers here on the flanks. Obviously will be a bit worse than these Scythians, but a bit faster, and they can still obviously do good damage to cav and stuff, so nice tool. Obviously you need them against Bactria there. I've got only 3 Cataphrax here to save a bit of money here. I've got 2 Eastern Cataphrax here and 1 Royal Cataphrax General. Very powerful unit, obviously, here in the middle here. With Magen. I also have 2 Cappadocian Cav, and these guys will be pretty good against Noble Horse. I'm not actually sure who wins, but the Cappadocians have a bit better attack stats, but way worse armor. These Noble Horse with their 95 armor, quite good there. But anyway, just so 5 Cav here with 4 Horse Archers, pretty standard stuff. Having a lot of Cav very important in these Eastern matchups where the infantry is pretty shitty overall. But I did skimp on buying like 4 or 5 Cataphracts because I wanted to save a little more money on my infantry, because I know that if I get up against Bactria, right, they can bring Furious Spears, they can bring Thorax Swords, and those guys will be a pretty powerful infantry force for Eastern factions, right? They'll be able to bust through if I just bring cheap infantry, and you need to have your infantry alive so that your Cataphracts can perform like hammer and anvil stuff and eliminate the enemy cav for free. So I did go with pretty strong infantry force here. I have 3 Cartley Axemen. Obviously these guys will actually do quite well against Thorax Swords, but it really depends on the charge. I also have 2 Persian Hoplites here in the center. These guys will just hold, not really there for much else. I don't expect them to win, obviously, but they can hold down the center and just, again, give me time to win with the cav. I also have 3 Hillmen. Looks like 2 of them are going to be up front here, and the third one over here, so 3 Hillmen. These guys are just going to be kind of fodder, support the flanks, that kind of thing. They'll kill cheap spears. That's why I put 2 Hillmen up here, because he has 2 Eastern spears in the front line here, so I wanted to be able to take them out with my Hillmen, and get that advantage to win the charge engagement a little bit better, because if I kill his cheap spears, then my Cataphracts can get free charges up the center on his Thorax Swords, and obviously that's something that would be very good for me. Here we're just dodging arrows and stuff. Pretty good fire for him here. Gonna maybe get a kill, but no. In the end, I got 1 kill, so that's nice, but pretty, yeah, even so far. Just trying to waste each other's ammo. I think that's pretty standard. Until the main engagement starts, then the Horse Archers will be better off firing at more valuable targets, but right now, there's nothing else to do but kind of just dodge arrows and try to waste each other's ammo. I also have 3 Eastern Archers here. Didn't have enough money for Slingers, but this kind of works well for me because these guys will do damage a lot faster than the Eastern Slingers that he has. And since I'll be kind of rushing here, I have 5 cav and I want to get aggressive with my Cataphracts to try to use them to the best of their ability. Using these archers is going to be kind of good for me because they'll be able to snipe units pretty quickly, and that's going to help when you're being super aggressive. Obviously, if you go into a prolonged engagement against Slingers, they'll get completely destroyed, but that's something I'll try to avoid. Now, Ragnar's army here. Up front, 2 Eastern Spears, like I said before, 3 Eastern Slingers here. Strong Mistforce. He also has 1 Syrian Archer here. Maybe I would have liked to see a Bactrian Peltist instead, because they do have 10 ammo and way better damage against cav. I mean, this unit is literally here to kill Cataphracts, but if you're going to have a unit like that, maybe the Peltists are better, but then again, these guys do have the long range, so they'll be able to snipe my Cataphracts while they're trying to move around the flank, things like that. And they will do good damage. Obviously they have precision shot as well. Ooh, getting a bit laggy here. I think this is because we paused here, and it does not like that. So, there we go, okay. So yeah, we did pause there briefly, probably. I think we'll see Ragnar get back up because we were just unpausing. We wanted to be out of range, so we just moved back, and then we said, alright, so we just skip. Yeah, okay, so the rest of his army, his main infantry line is 4 Thorax Swords and a Scale Thorax Hoplite. This is an interesting unit here. Again, not really the best choice. I would say a Thurio Spear is probably better, and it's also cheaper. Perhaps yeah, I don't know, because the Thorax spears are going to have javelins, and they'll hold forever and square. These guys aren't going to win very quickly against anything, because they're hoplites, but they will hold, but you might as well just use Thorax spears for that. He also has a Bactrian Royal Guard General, pretty powerful melee unit, again, so his melee force is clearly much stronger than mine, but I do have a lot more infantry, because I have 5 sort of mainline units here with the 3 Cartly and the 2 Persian hoplites, and I have these 3 extra hillmen, whereas he has the, well, I guess it's sort of even, but he's, Eastern Spears are his reserve units, whereas my hillmen are my reserve units, which are quite a bit better than Eastern Spears. But his general and the 4 Thorax swords, my 3 Cartly, will make sure his infantry is much stronger than mine, and also the much better slingers here against my archers. He only has 4 Bactrian Noble Horse though, so I will have a significant, I mean massive cav advantage really, if I can use it, but he will be able to just kind of sit back and defend, so I won't be forced to try and get around the flanks, and hopefully get charges onto his Thorax swords, which will really make the infantry engagement much better for me. So we're walking up now. I think I just go for the archer war here. Nope, I back up, that's kind of risky. But yeah, probably it's okay to take the archer war briefly with your archers against slingers, because it will do more damage initially. But over time, these slingers will definitely get the advantage, and I can do good first shots as well, so this is kind of nice. Maybe I'll get a few kills here after a couple of volleys, but he will start to win this quickly. So you can see I get in range. Well, I want him to target my slingers or my archers, and then I'm going to run forward here and begin the engagement. So you can see my horse archers are also defensive here, but one thing this is going to allow me to do is, since his horse archers are all the way over here, when the engagement starts here, my horse archers will be in prime position to shoot his cav and stuff, whereas his horse archers are going to be back here and they can't really shoot at anything because my cav will be engaged and my infantry will be engaged. You can see my horse archers are already getting much better shots, and his guys are going to be kind of boxed out by my horse archers just defending. So having that inside kind of defense is nice. If he had put his horse archers here, you could do the same thing, but he's put them trying to go behind, which isn't necessarily bad. Here I was just pre-aiming against his cav, assuming he would try to countercharge here, but he actually didn't, and this is going to mean that the charges, since it's too great here, and these slingers are actually going to block my charge, which is interesting. I don't think it was intentional, but it ends up being quite nice. And he's shooting my Cappadocian cav here, which is a good target. But you can see they haven't lowered their spears to charge yet, so they're actually just going to absorb the charge here. Now I need to just dip, because they should actually take javelins from these Thorax swords as well. But maybe the slingers are blocking that. Here, I'm going to get a nice clean charge here. And here he's going to pull back his Eastern Spear to allow his Thorax sword to get in. This is fine though, because I can just pull back, and then yeah, you can see I'm about to do that. Pulling back the Hillman, charging in with my Cartly Axemen. Now these Cartly Axemen will get a very nice charge. He actually does get a charge order. That was really good from Ragnar. Changing the charge order, realizing I was pulling back. Here my Cataphract does just charge in, but again it was kind of blocked by these slingers, so it's not a very good charge. But you can see I am killing off some of his Bactrian Noble Horse, and the archers immediately. Okay, no, I'm still shooting the slinger. That's not so good. Here I get a nice charge into his Thorax swords, killing a lot. Actually got into his slingers too. But now my infantry will follow up here. These hillmen are on the flank, trying to get a javelin volley maybe off on any cap that charges in, and I can follow up with my Cataphracts. Meanwhile, these Cappadocian cav, my general did charge down the middle here, trying to make this a scale Thorax hoplite do a lot worse against these Persian hoplites, but otherwise they would break through kind of fast. But he is sending his general into support. Now you can see his Cappadocian cav getting a nice charge, because he blocked my Cartly with his Noble Horse, so I'm going to get another charge with my Cappadocians on his Thorax swords, and then I can charge again with my Cartly Axemen. Pulling back my cav here because they haven't gotten their charge. I want to recycle that, and here you can see the horse archer is still getting really nice shots, whereas his are doing nothing. That's a big advantage for me. Here I went for a charge, maybe? I don't know what I did. Or maybe I didn't mean to do that. But getting some nice kills on these Scythian horse archers, and my horse archers are still quite healthy here. I just pulled back this Cappadocian cav now that the Cartly Axemen have engaged here. And you can see his Noble Horse are starting to lose men, whereas my Kappa cav is still pretty healthy. And over here you can see these hillmen are now trying to engage, because I've tied down all of these units here, and now these hillmen are free to run in their javelins. Well, it was kind of shit, but the Cataphracts are in support as well, and I'm moving this Cappadocian here, so now it's 2 versus 2 with infantry support and horse archer and archer support. And you can see I'm also lasering this Cappadocian cav, or Noble Horse, with my archers, and they're doing very nice damage. Let's go back into normal speed here. Here I went to charge this Cappadocian, or this Noble Horse, but this Eastern Spearman is in close support, so this might not be so good, because he will have a lot of support here with another cav. My Cataphract actually was moving this way, but I realized, shit, I don't want to lose this unit, so I will need to come back and start helping with this Caprac, but this engagement will take forever because they're both high quality melee cav. Here these Cappadocians got into these noble horse who are charging my Eastern, or my Hillmen, sorry, and now these Hillmen will support and help them win this fight. So this will be quite good for me. This Caprac just absolutely destroyed this noble horse, which was getting sniped by archers as well. Now I can maybe shift my focus to this unit. My archers, my horse archers, you can see, are shooting this noble horse as well. Now my Caprac can just pull back, and my noble, my general here, the Royal Caprac, is coming in here, and it's a free cav because he doesn't have as much cav as me, and I'm starting to kill off his noble horse. Nice charge from my Caprac, a bit stuck on this unit, but that'll still do damage. Getting in here and allowing this Cappadocian to cav to retreat and recycle, but you can see his Syrian archers are doing nice damage here. Only 3 kills so far, but he also retreats his noble horse, realizing that my Cataphract soldiers are tied down here on this mission. It won't maybe rout, but he'll at least get really nice shots on my Catas. Over here, though, I am starting to destroy his cav. You can see it pulled back by only 39 men. This Cartly Axeman, which was engaged with his Thorax Sword, got charged by my cav, is now completely winning, and I have another free Cappadocian here coming around the flank. He will tie it down here with his Eastern Spearman, but that's only going to be a matter of time before I win. You can see my infantry in the center is starting to lose in most places, but I'm just tying it down, and now it's a bit too late because I'm already trying to kill off his cav before he can even break through with his infantry. I've broken through in a couple places. Here, his general is going to get massive kills against my Yeoman, but this is just tying him down and preventing him from helping to protect these slingers, and now his cav is all dead pretty much. This unit is going to die 30 against 50. Here, this unit is engaged 40 against 30. This is good for me. I got a nice charge here. I missed a Catholic Catechin to support. Here, I turn my archers around and start shooting his horse archers. Remember, his horse archers have literally done nothing so far. They were boxed out over here. Finally, they're coming in, but now it's just too late because my horse archers still are alive and have ammo. And now I can just shoot his horse archers, and these archers just do damage so quickly. And I was going to charge in here, but his general was close by, so I decided to just save my ammo. He can kill my archers because his slingers are all dead now, caught by my cav. And now his horse archers are coming in here and starting to turn the tide of the battle against my Cataphracts here. I just have so much cav in support that it's not going to matter. You can see how deadly these horse archers can be against cav. It's just you need to have them for the whole battle instead of them lingering out here and not really being a threat. So now my Cataphracts are completely free, my Cappadocian cav are free. They can just come and hit these cav in the end game and just, hit his Thorax swords in the end game. And his general as well. 68. He's been shot pretty heavily by my horse archers, and now I can just get Cataphract recharges. So definitely over, because cav against infantry in the late game not going to be very difficult at all, especially with Cataphracts on the field. So I managed to take that game. It was a pretty interesting one. I think having my horse archers involved in the fight was a big deal. You can see his horse archers got decent kills, but mostly on my archers in the end. My horse archers, though, really key in shooting his infantry and his cav early on. Just doing that HP damage, it really helps for your Cataphracts because they come in against lower HP units, and you can see all of my cav got a chevron. They were doing massive damage, and that's really what I wanted, right? I wanted my cav to be the winners of the battle. You can see this one Cartly Axeman did really well where I got a Cataphract charge on the Thorax swords, but Ragnar did a good job of preventing me from getting Cat charges on his infantry in every other place, I'm pretty sure. And you can see his Thorax swords did pretty well against my Cartly Axeman, and obviously I was outnumbered. You can see my Persian hoplites got no kills basically, whereas his Scale Thorax hoplites did quite well, but they only broke towards the end of the battle, and in that time I was able to get my cav around the flank, and while all of his infantry was tied down, I was able to kill off his cav with my HA, my archers, and my cav, and then kill his slingers, and then it was basically just his infantry, which was still pretty battered against my cav, which obviously is going to be completely winning for me. So yeah, you can see also like his slingers did pretty good. They were shooting archers though most of the time. You can see my archers got tons of kills. Really impressed with their performance. Those were high value kills mostly. I mean, I was shooting his slingers, but I was also shooting his cav for most of the battle. And you can see his slingers got good kills, but they were mostly shooting my archers, I think. Maybe they were shooting. No, they were shooting my cav too. So some decent kills. But the Syrian archers didn't do very well, which is interesting to see. Considering they were held in reserve, you'd expect them to get a lot of good kills. But I just broke through too fast, especially with an extra cav unit, 5 against 4. You're gonna break through pretty quickly. And that's going to be really dangerous for Bactria. They can't really hold everything together. I think that's what we saw here. So I will go up 3-2 in the series. 2 games potentially remaining, best of 7 obviously. So I am on match and tournament point, I guess. But I'll have to choose matchup in the next one, so it should be maybe an advantage for Ragnar, and we can bring it to game 7. But we'll see in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.